Raiders Nation. Today we dive deep into the aftermath of the 2025 NFL Draft, breaking down who came out on top and who might be facing an uphill battle. If you were rocking the silver and black before these 11 new draft picks and 14 undrafted free agent signings, then you're exactly who this breakdown is for. We're kicking things off with the offensive side of the ball, taking a close look at who the winners and losers are as the Raiders reshape their roster. And remember, this channel is all about that daily grind. No days off, no skipped uploads, no excuses. You know where to come every single day if you want real Raiders content. Shout out to the real ones who care enough to watch breakdowns about undrafted players and not just the big headline names. If you're here in May, June, and July searching for Raiders updates, you're definitely one of us. And don't forget, Tuesday we're going live with an interview featuring one of our new draft picks, so make sure you stick around for that. But right now it's time to dive into some of the offensive players who stood out, both for good reasons and bad. First up, let's talk about Michael Mayer. There was a lot of noise, a lot of rumors suggesting the Raiders might be in the market for another tight end during this draft, but that didn't happen. And honestly, that's a huge win for Mayer. He stays in place, no trade rumors materialized, and it feels like the team has carved out a real role for him moving forward. With potential sets featuring 3 wide receivers like Tyquan Thornton, Brock Bowers, or Jacoby Myers, Mayer could really step into that lead tight end spot, especially if Bowers is utilized more as a wideout. Another offensive winner is Aiden O'Connell. Look, there were real discussions out there about the Raiders potentially drafting a quarterback in the 2nd or 3rd round. Instead, they waited until the 6th round to select Cam Miller with pick number 215. That says a lot about how they view Aiden. He's going to have a real shot to stay as a solid backup, maybe even compete in certain scenarios, and at worst, he's positioned as a reliable second option behind someone like Geno Smith. Speaking of Geno, he absolutely finds himself in the winners column too. The Raiders clearly made it a mission to surround Geno Smith with weapons and protection. They've stocked up on talent to ensure that Geno has everything he needs to succeed. New wideouts, running backs, and line reinforcements. Adding Jack Beck, Thornton, and getting someone like Tommy Mellott, who tested comparably to Julian Edelman, shows that they wanted dynamic, versatile pieces. Mellott is going to be a fun piece to watch. And then there's Ashton Jeanty. This guy is an absolute beast. And securing a top running back like Jeanty indicates the Raiders are serious about creating a balanced, potent offense. DJ Glaze is another big winner from this draft. Leading up to draft day, we talked about the players with the most to gain or lose, and DJ Glaze was right at the top of that list. The team had the opportunity to draft top-tier tackles like Amarius Mims, but instead chose to focus elsewhere, reinforcing the belief in Glaze as a cornerstone on the offensive line. Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant were added too, but their likely fit is at left tackle or swing positions, solidifying that Glaze has locked down a starting role. The Raiders made a statement here. They trust their guy, and he's earned it. Now, you cannot talk about the offensive line and not mention Jackson Powers-Johnson, another huge win. If there's one clear takeaway from this year's draft, class, it's that the Raiders want to be a physically dominant, run-heavy team. Think Philadelphia Eagles. Think Detroit Lions. Smash-mouth football that controls the line of scrimmage. JPJ fits that vision perfectly. He's a mauler, a road grader, and someone who thrives in a system that demands toughness and tenacity. Building this new identity around physicality is going to change the DNA of this offense in a big way. As for the biggest individual winner on offense, in my opinion, it's a tie between Geno Smith and Ashton Jeanty. The way the team constructed the draft and undrafted free agent classes makes it crystal clear that they wanted to give Geno the best environment to succeed while simultaneously setting up Jeanty for a breakout rookie season. Geno, especially, is set up to have potentially his best year yet with a revamped offensive line, deeper receiver core, and a dangerous backfield. I cannot wait to see what he does in the intermediate passing game, which should be an absolute strength now. But not everyone came out ahead. Let's be real. Some players are in tough spots after the draft. Trey Tucker, for instance, is facing an uphill climb. There's still hope for him, no doubt, especially in the return game. But drafting 3 wide receivers, adding speedsters like Thornton, and intriguing options like Mellott makes Tucker's path to becoming a regular contributor at wide receiver pretty murky. It feels like the coaching staff is preparing to feature Thornton's straight line speed in ways Tucker simply hasn't been able to maximize yet. If I were on the staff, I'd get creative with Tucker. RPO plays, pre-snap motion, anything to exploit his speed. If he's just left to battle for a standard receiver spot though, it's going to be a tough road. With deep threats like Thornton and a dynamic back like Jeanty in the mix, defenses are going to be stressed horizontally and vertically, and that should create some opportunities for someone like Tucker, but he's going to have to make the most of every snap. Another name to watch is Thayer Munford. Before the draft, he looked like he had a decent hold on a depth spot at tackle. But after bringing in 2 linemen, including Charles Grant and Caleb Rogers, it's clear the Raiders are reworking their offensive line depth chart. Munford, a 7th-round pick from the old regime, is now fighting for a bottom-of-the-roster role. This team usually keeps around 9 or 10 offensive linemen, and right now Munford looks like he could be the odd man out as the 10th guy. That's not a spot you want to be in heading into training camp. Switching gears a bit, Carter Bradley's situation also got way tougher. Last year's undrafted free agent quarterback already had a steep hill to climb, but now with Cam Miller being drafted and Tommy Mellott being brought in as a jack-of-all-trades player, the quarterback room is getting crowded. Mellott isn't just a receiver. He's a former quarterback who could handle emergency duties if needed. That complicates Bradley's path to even a practice squad role. Running back depth also took a major hit. The team didn't add more rookie free agents at running back after bringing in Jeanty, signaling real trouble for anyone on the fringe of that position group. When a team spends high draft capital on a running back, it's a strong signal that they're ready to move on from guys who were previously competing for touches. There's another spot on offense that saw major ripple effects from this draft: fullback and hybrid tight end roles. The Raiders added a player who can do both, and when you have a guy that can block, catch, and even carry the ball out of the backfield, it drastically cuts into roster spots for specialists. Players who are purely fullbacks or purely tight ends without that versatility are suddenly in jeopardy. One potentially controversial opinion I've got involves a certain offensive lineman famous for his ability to play multiple spots. He's entering the final year of his contract, and the way the team drafted and signed players suggests they're planning for life after him. They doubled down by bringing in a developmental tackle with a ton of upside and signed another versatile veteran. It's obvious they are trying to future-proof the offensive line before free agency hits next year. That's a quick overview of the offensive side, but there's a lot more to break down as we pivot to the defense, where a few guys made massive impressions while others are now in serious danger of falling down the depth chart. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders, and don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Davante Adams, one of the NFL's top wide receivers, has finally opened up about his departure from the Las Vegas Raiders, admitting that he regrets the decision. In a candid interview, Adams revealed the emotional and mental toll the move had on him, stating, "I regret it every day." Adams made headlines in March 2022 when he was traded from the Green Bay Packers to the Raiders, reuniting with his former college quarterback, Derek Carr. It was a highly anticipated move, with many expecting the duo to rekindle their magic. From their days at Fresno State, the Raiders, with their revamped offense, were poised to make a deep playoff run. However, things did not go as planned. In the interview, Adams confessed that the move, while initially exciting, had not panned out the way he had hoped. "I was excited for the opportunity to play with Derek again, but the whole experience just wasn't what I expected," Adams shared. The Raiders had high hopes when they acquired the star receiver, but a series of struggles, including inconsistent quarterback play and team underperformance, left Adams feeling frustrated and unfulfilled. While Adams excelled individually with over 1,500 receiving yards and 14 touchdowns in his first season in Las Vegas, the Raiders failed to make a meaningful playoff push. The franchise's inability to meet expectations took a toll on Adams. who admitted that the lack of team success weighed heavily on him. "I've always been about winning, and when that doesn't happen, it's tough to keep pushing forward," he said. Adams also pointed to the changing dynamics within the Raiders organization as a factor in his growing discontent. The mid-season firing of head coach Josh McDaniels and the uncertainty surrounding the team's leadership left Adams questioning his place in the long-term vision of the franchise. Despite putting up incredible numbers, Adams felt increasingly isolated and disconnected from the team's direction. Despite his regrets, Adams is now focused on making the best of his situation. He's determined to continue playing at an elite level and is looking forward to the new opportunities that the future may hold. His regret over leaving Green Bay doesn't overshadow his immense talent and desire to win, but it serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of the NFL and the importance of staying true to one's roots. In retrospect, Davante Adams' words underscore the harsh realities of professional sports, where personal choices and team dynamics often don't align as expected. While Adams may not have found the success he was looking for in Las Vegas, his honesty about the experience adds a layer of transparency to the NFL's often hidden inner workings. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.